83% of desserts in supermarkets harbor a potential danger for people over 60, but you can't tell from the labels because they might say no sugar added, yet be packed with maltodextrin. They could claim low calorie, but have an extremely high glycemic load. They might be sold as naturally sweetened, but contain fructose bombs like agave syrup. And after 60, when your liver can no longer process this fructose the way it used to, it can increase your risk of fatty liver disease. A study conducted last year showed that high fructose consumption doubled the risk of metabolic syndrome in older adults. In this video, I'll expose which 7 dessert types contain these hidden ingredients in concentrated amounts. You'll learn which 3 words on labels should set off alarm bells. And you'll discover 7 desserts you can safely enjoy while avoiding these traps. Before we dive into the dangerous 7, let me explain why this matters so much after 60. Your body processes sugar fundamentally differently now than it did decades ago. Your pancreas produces less insulin, and the insulin it does produce works less efficiently. Research shows that insulin sensitivity can decline by approximately 30 to 40% between ages 30 and 70. Your liver, which stores and releases glucose, slows down. Meanwhile, your muscles, which normally absorb glucose from the bloodstream, become less responsive. This perfect storm means that a dessert causing a modest blood sugar rise in a younger person can trigger a dangerous spike in someone over 60. The consequences aren't just about numbers on a glucose meter. Repeated blood sugar spikes damage blood vessels, increasing your risk of heart disease and stroke. They promote inflammation throughout your body, worsening arthritis and accelerating cognitive decline. They stress your kidneys, which are already working less efficiently with age. Now let me walk you through the 7 worst dessert categories for blood sugar control after 60. These aren't obscure specialty items. They're sitting in kitchens and pantries right now, often purchased by well-meaning people who believe they're making healthy choices. First, we need to talk about sugar-free cookies and baked goods. Walk down any supermarket aisle and you'll see boxes proudly displaying sugar-free or no sugar added on the label. Many seniors reach for these thinking they've found a safe option. But here's what most people miss. When manufacturers remove sugar, they replace it with something else to provide bulk and texture. That something is often maltodextrin or modified cornstarch. These substances have glycemic indexes that can actually exceed table sugar. Maltodextrin, for instance, has a glycemic index around 110, compared to table sugar's 65. Your blood sugar can spike faster and higher after eating 3 sugar-free cookies than it would after eating a small piece of regular cake. Research published in diabetes care journals has documented this paradox repeatedly. The problem becomes worse because people eat more of these products, reasoning that they're sugar-free so they must be safe. Second on our list are low-fat or fat-free frozen desserts. These products became popular during the fat phobia era and never left the market. They're marketed as guilt-free treats, and many seniors choose them believing they're protecting their heart health by avoiding fat. But removing fat from ice cream or frozen yogurt creates a major problem. Fat provides satiety and slows digestion, which moderates blood sugar response. When fat disappears, manufacturers add sugar, often in multiple forms, to maintain palatability. A typical serving of fat-free frozen yogurt can contain 25 to 35 grams of sugar, more than a regular ice cream serving. Beyond added sugars, many of these products contain high fructose corn syrup. While fructose doesn't immediately spike blood glucose the way glucose does, it creates different problems for aging bodies. Your liver must process all fructose, and an aging liver works less efficiently. Studies have linked high fructose consumption in older adults to increased visceral fat and non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Additionally, these frozen desserts often contain sugar alcohols like sorbitol or maltitol for additional sweetness. In many older adults, these cause digestive distress, including bloating, gas, and diarrhea. Third, let's examine fruit-flavored gelatin desserts marketed as light or sugar-free. These jiggly, colorful treats seem harmless. They're low in calories, fat-free, and often labeled as suitable for diabetics. But beneath that innocent appearance lies a chemical cocktail that can wreak havoc on aging metabolism. Most sugar-free gelatin products use artificial sweeteners, typically aspartame, sucralose, or acesulfame potassium. For years, these were considered metabolically inert. Recent research has challenged that assumption. A groundbreaking study published in Nature in 2022 found that some artificial sweeteners alter gut microbiome composition in ways that impair glucose tolerance. The researchers gave non-caloric artificial sweeteners to people who normally didn't consume them and tracked their blood sugar responses. Within just 1 week, some participants showed measurably worse glucose control. The effect was particularly pronounced in older adults, whose gut microbiomes are already less diverse and more fragile. Beyond microbiome effects, these desserts often contain maltodextrin as a bulking agent. Some formulations also include small amounts of sugar or corn syrup solids. Fourth, we need to discuss diabetic candy and chocolate. These products are specifically marketed to people managing blood sugar, which makes their inclusion on this list particularly frustrating. The primary issue is that most diabetic candy replaces sugar with sugar alcohols like maltitol, sorbitol, or isomalt. Manufacturers can legally claim these products are sugar-free because sugar alcohols aren't technically sugar. But they're not metabolically neutral. Sugar alcohols still raise blood sugar, just more slowly and to a somewhat lesser degree than regular sugar. Maltitol, the most commonly used sugar alcohol in diabetic chocolate, has a glycemic index of around 56, not dramatically different from table sugar's 65. Worse, sugar alcohols can cause significant digestive issues in many older adults, including cramping, bloating, and diarrhea. Fifth, fruit-flavored low-fat muffins and cake bars present another deceptive category. These products typically combine maltodextrin, high-fructose corn syrup, and concentrated fruit juice. Concentrated fruit juice is particularly deceptive because it sounds natural, but it's fruit with all the fiber stripped out, leaving an extremely concentrated fructose solution. The maltodextrin provides structure while delivering a rapid glucose spike. The combination creates a 1-2 punch to blood sugar. Sixth, granola and cereal bars deserve scrutiny despite their healthy reputation. Most granola bars use a combination of brown rice syrup, honey, molasses, or agave nectar as binders. It's not uncommon for a single bar to contain 15 to 25 grams of sugar. Even products labeled protein bars often contain substantial amounts of sugar. The protein content, while present, doesn't fully offset the glycemic impact of the sweeteners. Seventh, low-calorie frozen bars and sandwiches round out our list. While calories are reduced, these products often contain a combination of sugars, maltodextrin, and various sweeteners. This sweetener stacking creates unpredictable glycemic responses. The immediate sugars cause a quick spike, while the maltodextrin continues driving blood sugar up for the next hour. Now that we've covered the 7 worst offenders, let's shift our focus to hope and solutions. You don't have to give up dessert after 60. You just need to choose wisely. And there are 7 excellent options that can satisfy your sweet tooth while supporting stable blood sugar. First, consider fresh berries with unsweetened Greek yogurt and a drizzle of raw honey. This combination provides natural sweetness from the fruit and a touch of honey, but it's balanced by protein from the yogurt and fiber from the berries. Studies have shown that berries, particularly blueberries and strawberries, contain compounds that may actually improve insulin sensitivity over time. A small serving of this combination delivers satisfaction without the blood sugar roller coaster. Second, dark chocolate with at least 70% cacao offers a surprisingly blood sugar-friendly option. The higher the cacao percentage, the less sugar the chocolate contains. More importantly, dark chocolate contains flavonoids that research suggests may improve insulin sensitivity and reduce inflammation. A 1-ounce serving of 75% dark chocolate contains about 10 grams of sugar, significantly less than milk chocolate, and the fat content slows its absorption. Third, homemade chia seed pudding made with unsweetened almond milk and a small amount of maple syrup or mashed banana provides remarkable blood sugar stability. Chia seeds are extraordinarily high in soluble fiber, which forms a gel in your digestive system that dramatically slows sugar absorption. Research on chia seeds has documented improvements in post-meal blood sugar levels when they're included in carbohydrate-containing meals. Fourth, baked apples or pears with cinnamon and a small amount of chopped nuts create a warming, satisfying dessert with a moderate glycemic impact. The fruit provides natural sweetness and fiber, while the nuts add protein and healthy fats. Cinnamon is particularly interesting. Several studies have examined whether it improves insulin sensitivity, with some showing modest benefits. Fifth, frozen banana nice cream made by blending frozen banana slices with a splash of vanilla offers the creamy satisfaction of ice cream with a better nutritional profile. Yes, bananas contain natural sugars, but they also provide fiber, potassium, and resistant starch, especially when slightly underripe before freezing. The key is portion control. One small banana blended into nice cream provides sweetness without excess sugar. Sixth, small portions of full-fat cheese with a few whole-grain crackers and apple slices can serve as a dessert that feels indulgent while providing stable energy. The cheese offers protein and fat, the crackers provide some whole-grain fiber, and the apple contributes natural sweetness plus additional fiber. This combination has a low glycemic load and can be very satisfying. Seventh, homemade coconut milk panna cotta sweetened with a small amount of stevia or monk fruit extract provides a creamy, elegant dessert with minimal blood sugar impact. Full-fat coconut milk contains healthy fats that promote satiety and slow any sugar absorption. Stevia and monk fruit are natural, non-caloric sweeteners that current research suggests don't negatively affect gut microbiome or glucose tolerance the way some artificial sweeteners might. Now let's talk about practical strategies for making these changes stick. First, don't try to overhaul everything overnight. Choose one dessert from the worst list that you currently eat regularly and replace it with one option from the best list. Live with that change for 2 weeks, giving your taste buds time to adjust. Second, become a label detective. When shopping for any packaged dessert, turn to the ingredient list. Look for hidden sources of sugar and high glycemic ingredients. Words to watch for include maltodextrin, modified cornstarch, corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup, and any word ending in O's. Third, consider timing. If you're going to have a dessert with some natural sugars, having it after a meal that includes protein, healthy fats, and fiber is better than eating it alone. Fourth, monitor your own response. If you have access to a glucose meter, checking your blood sugar before and 2 hours after eating different desserts can provide personalized data. Fifth, don't fall into the trap of artificial sweetener overload. While occasional use of certain non-caloric sweeteners may be fine, relying heavily on them can maintain your sweet tooth. Remember, the goal isn't perfection, it's progress. If you occasionally have a dessert from the worst list at a special occasion, that's fine. What matters is your typical pattern, not occasional exceptions. By making most of your dessert choices from the better options, you can maintain stable blood sugar, feel more energetic, and potentially reduce your need for diabetes medication over time.